Hello everyone, so let's start with functions today. So functions are very important and crucial part of any programming language. Why? Because of their ability to be reused and reduce the redundancy of the code. Redundancy is the length. Okay, how is that possible, right? So let's take an example. Suppose that I have to find simple interest for a multiple amounts. Okay, multiple different rates in time. Okay, I have to write the formula time and again to calculate the simple interest. But if I use a function, it would make my work very easy, right? I just have to call that function, give the values, and in that function we will have that formula, and that is going to execute it all the time. Okay. It might be a little confusing in the beginning because you don't know the syntax and everything. Let's just see it with an example of simple interest only. Okay. So to create a function, we use def keyword. Okay, to initialize the function, we use def keyword, then we write function name. So here we are calculating simple interest, so I'm just going to write simple interest. Then we pass parameters. All this I'm going to tell you in detail. First I'm just going to show you how it looks, so that you get an idea. Here P, R and T are what? Principal, rate and time. Okay, then we have docstring. Okay, function that gives description about functions. Everything we need to know about function we write in this docstring, so it stores all the information about the function. Okay, function to calculate simple interest. So return okay. Let's give some random values. Okay, now I'm going to calculate it for let's say 3 times. Okay, see the length of the code. Suppose if I had to do it like multiple times, so what I had to do, I had to pass this value time and again. I have to write the formula time and again. Okay, every time I would have calculated simple interest, I would be doing this. Okay, so this is what we're changing. Okay, see, it is returning for 1 only because it cannot return with multiple values. No. See, I'm going to simply add there's one more way to do it. Okay, that is how? By instead of using the return keyword, I would use print. It would make my work also easier, but I'm going to show you with return only. See, it gave us the last value only because we did not print it. So if we don't print it, whatever the last value is, it is going to print that. Okay, so these are the simple interest that we get. Okay, now using this structure we're going to understand functions. So def is the keyword that we use to define a function. This is the name of the function. These are the parameters. What do we mean by, so there are 2 terms that we need to know: parameters and arguments. Parameters are these P, R and T. These are parameters. We define that what values we want. Okay, in Python we do not have to explicitly tell that, oh, I will accept only integer values. No, it can understand what value it is taking. Okay, so that is something that we do not have to do it here, but in other languages we do have to do that. So you do not have to think of the data type, but here we tell what values and how many values it is going to take. Okay, so these are parameters. Parameters are basically structure. It tells us how many parameters we want. Okay. These are passed when function is created, not called. It is when function is initialized. I made a mistake. Okay. So this is parameter. What is arguments? Arguments are these. I called this function. This is where I initialized the function. To use this function, I have to call this function. Okay. So when I call this function, what I do, I pass 3 values. Why did I pass only 3 values? Because the structure says it is going to take 3 values. Okay. And how do I pass these 3 values? According to the order. We're going to see that right now only. Okay. We are not going to pass it on to the coming time. See, now I pass the values according to the series it mentioned, like P, first P, then R, then T, then D. Okay. If I do not do that way, there's one more way to do it. Okay. I'll quickly show you. I'm going to change it. Okay. So what I did here, see. Now I'm going to change the order. Now first is R, then is P, then is T. Okay. Did we see that? Now I'm going to run that. And see, answer remains same, but the order is different. Why? Because I've explicitly told it that R is 2. We've mentioned R. So we're saying that R is 2. P is 10,000. T is 14. So the order, when you use, key value pair, like we are specifying what value is what, then the order is not important. But if we are not telling that, we're not specifying what value is what, then this order is really important. Otherwise, the whole value is going to change. I'm going to show you. See, I'm going to make this 16 and I'm going to make 16. I think it's about 10,000. I'm not sure. Let's see. It was 1,000, no? Okay. See, the value changed. Do you know why? Because I changed. So now I have, my P is this. My rate is 10,000. And time is 2. So that is how. This order is really important if you're not specifying what value is what. Okay. So these are parameters and argument. This is parameters, these 3. And these are arguments. Arguments are the values that we pass when the function is being called. Parameters are the values that we give when the function is being initialized. Okay. Next up, we have this, thing that we've put in triple quotes. Okay. This is called a docstring. What does a docstring do? It gives description about the function and its functionality. So this is something I've written very basic, but when we write huge code, we need to, mention every detail about that function, because when other developer or other interested parties read that function, they need to know what that function is doing. It is very simple, but we write complicated functions also, right? So, and there's one more thing. The positioning of this docstring is very important. You have to write the docstring right after you've written this def. Once you've completed this def statement, underneath that, the first thing that you write is docstring. Okay, let's quickly write, this docstring. Let's print docstring. So what is the, syntax? It is simple. Write the name of function, underscore, double underscore, then doc, then this. So it returned us the docstring. Okay. I'm going to make a little bit, change in the code to show you what? To show you how the positioning is very important. Okay. I'm going to simply print P here. Okay. See, it says docstring is none. Why did it say that? Because here the positioning has changed. Everything else is same, but the positioning has changed. Right after this, we have written a statement that says print. but we do not have to print. Why? We have to first mention the docstring. I'm going to make that change again, and you're going to see we have docstring again. Got it? So this is the docstring, this is parameter and arguments. So we've covered this, okay? We have to make sure that the positioning of docstring is appropriate. The parameter, the order of parameter should match with the order of arguments. If you're not specifying what value you're passing to which parameter, okay? If you're doing it this way, it is okay. You don't have to consider order. But if you're not, you have to make sure that order is taken care of. Okay? So this is, docstring, the basics of function. We're going to use this all the time in each and every language that you do. Okay? So the questions we'll do later. First, we're going to understand arbitrary keyword. Okay, before doing arbitrary keyword, there's one more thing I want you to tell. Okay? Suppose I want to, let's assume that the session has started and we do not know how many students are going to enroll this year. Okay? So I'm going to make a function that says roll number. Okay, and I don't know how many roll numbers are going to be there. So I'm simply going to write this. That means I do not know how many parameters are going to be in this function, how many roll numbers are going to be in this function. Let's use height instead of, okay, let's use roll number. You just understand the concept of, multiple arguments when we do not know how many arguments we're going to need, okay? So I do not know that. So I'm going to print, what I'm going to print? I'm going to print this. Okay? Now let's quickly call this. And let's pass I have passed 10 numbers. See, it gave me a tuple of 10. Right? Did you get it? I did not specify how many arguments. Right? But it printed it. We're going to make some little tweaks in it to understand it even better, right? Let's use for. We've done for now. For I in args. Yeah, syntax error. See, it printed it. It printed multiple value. Okay? Got it? See, there's one more problem. Okay? But as we're discussing it right now, let's just, bring that in right now only, okay? So I have to print multiple values, okay? If I use return here, it would raise an error. It would only return the last value. Why? Because return can take only one value and return only one value, okay? When we need a series or sequence of value to be returned to us, what do? We use generator operator. Okay, I think it is going to be a little bit confusing if I do it right now. Even I'm not very sure. Let's just do it now because we have talked about it, right? So generator operator is used when we want to print, when we want multiple values, a sequence of values. Okay, because in return we can take only one value. When we need sequence of values to fetch from function, we need to use generator operator. There's one more advantage of using generator operator. It does not compute it all at once. It computes very lazily. It is said that its execution is lazy because it produces outputs of values only when we ask for the values. Otherwise, it won't. It is very much memory efficient. And suppose I've paused it somewhere, so it is going to continue from that place only where we paused. It won't go and do all the things again. And yield keyword is used for it. Let me just copy the code that we did right here, and I'm going to show you first. Let's just see how it works for with return. So I'm going to remove the print one and I'm going to add the return word, and let's just see what it returns. It only returned us 1. Why did that happen? I'll tell you why. We passed a series of numbers, okay, but the return keyword has the ability to return only to give only one output. It cannot give us multiple outputs, okay. So let's just change that. Let's use the keyword yield, okay. So now it is returning us a generator object, okay. To see to work on this, let's just do this. Let's just make it, put it in a loop, okay. For x in this print x. So what did I do? Whatever we get from this function, we're putting it in the x variable, okay. The generator object, we're putting it in x variable, okay. Then we're looping through it. See, we got it. There's one more way to do it, okay. Let's see. Okay, here I'm going to use only, let's just say 5, okay. So this I'm going to put it in a variable. That variable will be a, okay. So because it's a series of numbers, so I have to print all the numbers. I have to do what? I have to put it in a loop only, okay. I'll show you by printing a also. See, it is going to show me generator object only, but to get the values of generator object, we have to use it in a for loop. For y in a, print y. Got it? That's how we do it. So see, I showed you one more thing here only, which is I used this one function 2 times with different arguments. Here I had 10 arguments, here I had only 5 arguments. And where did we use generator object? We used it here, okay. And what's the significance of this asterisk? It means that we do not know how many parameters we're going to need to in this function, so it is allowing us to put in as many parameters. It is allowing as many parameters and arguments, as many as we want, as we need, okay. That is what it means, the single asterisk. That's what it means, okay. So now we know what generator operator is, we know what function is, we know what docstring is, we know what parameters and arguments is, right? So now that we know generator operator, let's just see a similar concept, which is generator expression. The only difference between generator operator and expression is the size. Generator expression is a little concise, whilst generator operator is not that concise, okay. So let's just say, let's create I'll first show you the difference. First I'll show you generator expression, then I'll show you difference between generator expression and list, okay. So I'm giving it the variable name GE and expression for item in iterable. I'll just write the code. Okay, so how we write the code, let's just quickly see that. So what do we want? We want to print, let's just say print x for x in range 10. What does this mean? So I wrote roll number in 1 2 3 4, right? So I'm taking that in range, and this is the operation I want to perform. I want to print that, okay. Let's just see how it works. let me run the code. But if I print this directly, okay, this is going to give me generator expression only. So to get the values, I'll have to run the loop again. Okay, so for I in GE what do we do here? I'm not performing any operation, so let's just print I only. See, why did it give us none? Let's perform another operation on it. Okay, that way we're going to know what is happening over here. X plus 2. Okay. So now 1 became 2, 4, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. So we added 2 right in each one of that. Starting from 0 to 9, each one of this has increased by 2. Okay. This is how generator expression is. Okay. It is, see, when I create a list, here the first advantage is when we create generator expression is that it is memory efficient. It only allocates memory when we ask it, otherwise it won't allocate any memory. But when I create a list, okay, what it does is it assigns a specific memory to it, right? And second difference is the brackets. Here it is square brackets, here it is parenthesis. That is the difference between list and generator expression. We have covered generator operator, generator expression. Now we are supposed to do is arbitrary keyword. Okay, this is something that we use when we don't know how many keywords, how many parameters we would need. Okay, so there's a slight difference between the both. Okay, here what we did was this one, right? Yeah, here what I can also do is I can write P into R into let's just say I'm asking for name and age, then I'm asking for different things. Okay, I can ask for variety of things, variety of details, address, etc. Okay, so in that case the further details are mentioned here. Okay, or let's just say phone numbers. I don't know how many multiple phone numbers, or what is it that subjects, I don't know how many subjects, right? So this can be subjects when we don't know how many multiple things we want. Okay, but this can be only for a specific thing, right? Arbitrary keyword is something that we use, it takes key value pair. Okay, I'll show you. Let's just create a function for school. Let's just say we are creating it for school. Okay, and we don't know what all things we want, so let's just do it that way. Okay, now what we're going to do is we'll just quickly print all the data that we've found, right? Let's just do it that way. So now that we don't know what all key value pairs we're going to give in, right? So I'm going to simply say for key comma value in key comma value in args dot I guess it is oh no, it won't be args, it is going to be it is going to be args dot items. Okay, and I'm going to print key comma value. Okay, let's just pass some values. So school name is equal to Lara, school is equal to NIT, and age is equal to 21. Okay, let's just put it in the way it should be. See, I'm also a little weak when it comes to syntax, but that's what we're here for, right? Practicing and learning together. Let's just see what happens. Okay. I think we won't be requiring this thing. Let's see if it works that way. Yeah, it is going to work. Oh, I remember. We did it in PRT, right? That is the mistake I made. Okay, that is how it is returning as value, key value pair. Okay, I'm going to take the same thing, and what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add another set of parameters. Okay, gender is equal to female, last name is equal to G. There's a little mistake that we made. Okay, now let's see. I'm going to print basic, so we get see. Now this is a new object which has 5. This has 3, this is 5. Okay, so according to our need, we can have as many key value pair as many we want. Okay, so this takes values, inputs in key value pair. Okay, and to use the arbitrary keyword, we use double asterisk, and then we name it according to whatever we want, whatever name we want. I used ARGS for short for arguments. The most prominent would be quogs. Okay, I'll just write it down so you know what I'm saying. It is quogs. So they have a couple of things to access. So I use the items function to get all the content it has, and see, it takes key value pairs and Python converts it into a dictionary. Okay, it is very, very basic thing. Okay, it is similar to single asterisk, but that does not allow us to that does not allow key value pair. Okay, but this one, it allows key value pairs. Okay, so this is arbitrary keyword. So we've done this much, and I'll cover the next topics in the next video. Some functions also we're going to do, but before that, I would like you to try these 2 questions. Okay, just these 2 questions. Actually, I want you to try all these 4 questions. You can take note of it. Okay, you can scroll back and see. I want you to try it. The next video, first thing I'm going to do is we're going to do these questions quickly, and then we're going to move forward to do the next set of functions. Okay, these 4 questions, even if you don't get it, don't use Google, just try as much as you can, otherwise I'm here to tell you. Okay, thank you so much. We'll see you in the next video.